Hey, what's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, I'm going to be showing you where to find all of the skulls in Halo 5. Now these can all be done on easy and co-op, except for the third skull, which needs to be done on legendary. The first skull we're going to get is the I Would Have Been Your Daddy skull on the mission Osiris. Now play through the snow area until you're about to go inside. Don't go inside just yet though. What you want to do is jump up to this little rocky outcrop and grab the skull right on the corner. Couldn't get much easier than that. The second skull we're going to get is the Black Eye Skull on the mission Blue Team. Make your way to this room where everything's pretty much white with like a greenish hue to it, and on the left hand side you're going to see a box. Jump up on that box and then onto the pipe from there. Make your way around the side here. On legendary, make sure the enemies are dead because they will kill you quickly. If you're doing it on easy, which is fine, you won't have to worry about that. Jump across the gap, jump up here, and then ground pound through this metal grate. In this room below you're going to find lots of weapons and useful things. So you might want to do this early on if you can make your way in on legendary, but if not, you can just come up here and do whatever you want to. I was messing around with my friend, so I didn't grab the skull right away, but the skull is right here in the back left hand corner sitting on that little pipe. So that's the Black Eye Skull on the mission Blue Team. The third skull we're going to get is the Iron Skull on the mission Glass. Now this one does have to be done on legendary. Play through the level until you can get the tank, and take the tank through where you're supposed to go. Just get up the hill, turn to the right up here, you'll have to kill a couple of Prometheans, but that's where you want to be. After a couple of seconds of killing the Prometheans, you will see a cargo ship of some sort flying past off in the sky. You need to wait a second, then you'll see a Phaeton gunship following it. You need to kill that Phaeton gunship. I've had the best luck doing this with the actual main cannon on the tank. It is a little tricky, you need to lead the Phaeton gunship quite a bit. So between these two buildings off into the distance here, you will see the cargo ship taking off, and they will fly off to the right in that direction. So there's the cargo ship, and just behind it you will see the Phaeton. Now you need to kill the Phaeton. If you mess up, you just revert to checkpoint and try again. Just lead it a good bit, and you will get it, and you will hear the grunt birthday party pop. That means you know you got it. Now you have to, don't go any further. You have to get a mongoose, or you're going to spend a lot of time running. So hop in the mongoose, and you need to head over to that fence. Now the person driving here wasn't sure where to go, so he had to swing back around. But head over to the fence, and you will see the skull there, if you're lucky. If not, it's going to be in one of two other places. So check between these barrels first and see if it's there. For me, I was lucky, and it was. But I'll show you where it can spawn otherwise, just in case you aren't so lucky. Now you can check in either of these places first. I always check the farthest one first because I've had the most luck there. Go all the way back down to that main battlefield you got into before you got the tank. In the furthest of these little cave-like structures, you're going to see two boxes. Check behind those boxes, and the skull might be there. If it's not, you want to get back on your mongoose and head back up the hill and go on top of the tank garage. Now this one is a lot closer to the top, so you can check it out first, but it really doesn't matter. I just happen to do it in this order. So drive over here, hop off your car, and go up on top of the tank garage. Over by that yellow crate, you'll see a silver crate. Jump on top of that, and the skull will be back here if it wasn't in the other two places. That's all you have to do. Make sure it's on legendary, and it will be in one of those three places. The fourth skull we're going to get is the Blind Skull on the mission Unconfirmed. Play through the mission until you get to this kind of corridor with red lighting in front of you. You're going to jump onto this box and then jump up to these air ducts up here. There's going to be a little cave on the left, and the skull is right inside. You don't really have to do much to get it, just play through the mission and you'll be right there. The fifth skull we're going to get is the Thunderstorm Skull on the mission Evacuation. You want to grab this Gosshog here, and if you're playing solo, definitely do this on easy difficulty. You need to drive over here, swap to the back seat, and blow up that orange cone. Get back into the driver's seat and move on through the level. There are 5 orange cones we have to shoot, and there is a time limit on them. It's fairly forgiving, and playing on easy makes it a little bit easier, obviously, so I would suggest you just go through like this. Be careful while you're driving. Once you hit a crawler, your car is going to flip pretty easily. With a little handy driving skills, though, you should be able to keep it on its wheels. I spent a lot of time in the Warthog, so I didn't have too much trouble here, other than the fact that I kept flipping. So once you get your bearings, head forward towards the exit to this area, but stop just before the end. You're going to see a cone to the right next to this kind of catwalk scaffolding type situation. Shoot that cone, and make your way through the doors. On this bridge, about halfway through, you'll remember there's a blown up warthog right there. Just past the warthog, there's another cone. If you're doing this on anything other than easy, you might want to shoot the enemies because they can take you out pretty quickly. Go ahead and hit the cone and then progress through the level. In this area it's a little tricky, so make sure you pay attention to see which place I'm going to shoot the cone. You want to drive past that 6-wheeled vehicle, and then to the left of that, the yellow barreled machine has another cone on it. So shoot that and then hop back in the car. Follow this exact path, go past this round building, and then turn right past that, and underneath this dropship there will be the 5th cone. Shoot that and you will have accomplished your task. Now you need to progress through the level until you get to the very end of the level. Once you get there, you're going to have to make your way to the dropship that you're getting off on. The Guardian will stop you in your tracks as you're going. You can keep going once it does that, so don't worry about it. However, if you wait too long, it will kill you and you'll have to start over. You'll see that here as I goof around by shooting the Guardian, just to make sure I could show you guys that it will kill me. If you sit there and look at the skull too long, you will die. The skull is a little tricky to see. It's kind of buried in the ground, so if you die, it's okay. You'll restart right here, and you can just run out and grab the skull. So that is the Thunderstorm Skull on evacuation.
What happens when it gets to 0? I don't want to find out. Get to the Pelican.
The 6th skull we're going to get is the Grunt Birthday Party Skull on the mission Reunion. Head through the mission in the very beginning, right until you get to where the elites are. Before you get to them, turn right and you'll see this cave. Go through the cave, and at the very end you'll see a grunt. You don't want to shoot the grunt though. You want to listen to him sing a song for a little bit. You really don't have to listen for that long, but if you want to, you can. You can admire the very nice graphics of this game, and then walk around toward him a little bit closer, and you will have the option to interact with him. So you press the interact button, and you will kick him off the edge. It looks like he's taking the skull with him, but it will show up right there, and you've got your Grunt Birthday Party Skull. The 7th skull is the Fog Skull, also on the mission Reunion. You're going to play through until you finish the Phaeton gunship area, and then once you get over to the gateway, don't go to the gateway. Turn right and go down this little walkway over here, and up on top of this Forerunner structure, you will find your skull. It's just sitting there. You don't have to worry about any enemies or anything like that, so grab your skull and move on. The 8th skull is the Mythic Skull, and it's on the mission Swords of Sanghelios. Once you get to this area where the Banshee crashes, you want to climb up onto these rocks. Now, these rocks have a little bit strange geometry. I had a particularly difficult time this go at it, and I forgot to record the other time. Just try to follow my steps and you'll be able to do it. And if you fall, you can always just try again. Sometimes you can make jumps, and I tried to clamber and I already made it, so I jumped again. And just make sure you're careful and just give it a shot. And now for this last jump, you want to make sure you're actually on the top of that geometry. Then you're going to sprint and jump over to that ledge, and you can boost. And then I did a pro jump to use my stabilizers to land on the platform, and there's your skull. Skull number 9 is the Catch Skull on the mission Enemy Lines. Make your way inside the Kraken. Look for the Banshee hangar. There are actually 2 Banshee hangars, so I'm in the wrong one here, so I can show you. If you look over to past the Banshees, there's no platform to jump on. So if you see that, you're in the wrong place. You need to make your way around to the other side. So either way, you can go either way, and it's not a problem. You might run into a couple of elites, but since you're playing on easy, it's not a big deal. So make your way to the other Banshee hangar and look to the same place that I just shot at on the wrong side, and you'll see that it's a much easier, much more obvious place to jump. There's a little platform right there, so jump across. You're going to want to clamber up onto this little ledge and jump up and clamber again. And your skull is sitting right there, ripe for the picking. The 10th skull you're going to get is the Cowbell Skull on the Battle of Sunayon mission. Make your way to the very end of the level where the warden spawns in. You're just going to run past everything if you have it on easy because they don't fight you very much at all. You want to go up onto his platform and look for a broken piece of steel. Jump to the left of that steel, or more accurately, walk off very carefully to the left of that steel and land on another chunk. And then right behind you, you will find your skull. The 11th skull is the Tilt Skull on the mission Genesis. Once you're done dealing with the Warden, hop out of your vehicle and walk through that kind of crevice between the two rocks. You're going to turn to the right and then pretty much immediately turn to the left and go up this hill. You're going to jump onto these rocks on the left here and just kind of be careful because some of the spots are a little slippery and you might fall off, but you can always just jump back up. So walk around the side here and jump up one more time to the top of the rocks. Some of the spots don't let you clamber, but you'll find the sweet spot. Turn left and walk to the end of the rocks and your skull is sitting right there. The 12th skull we're going to get is the Famine Skull on the mission The Breaking. You want to play through the mission until the Warden spawns in at the top center and everything starts to get crazy. But you can ignore all that, just run back here to this hallway, take care of a couple soldiers if they're in there, and the skull will be sitting actually right in line with where that soldier is. So just walk over and grab it and it's all yours. The 13th and final skull is the Tough Luck Skull on the mission Guardians. What you need to do is go to the back end of the area where you have to blow up all those purple ball gravity things that are holding the cryptum in place. You'll see the Crashed Pelican to the top right. You kind of need to head over there, but you're going to do that by going around to the left and jumping on these rocks, and you'll be able to make it by doing a couple of tricky jumps. Sometimes you don't need to, you might make the landing, but otherwise just clamber up and the skull is right there. So now you guys have all of the skulls in Halo 5 and a new achievement. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.